Disaster! That's because I'm blind, just blinding myself with a ring light. Let's get some brows up in this bit. Hi everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thanks for coming back. Thanks for joining me again. And in today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to cut a crease like a pro. Now I have done a video on this before, but I feel like it wasn't in enough detail, and watching it back, if I had never done a cut crease before, I don't know how well I could follow that to actually do one. So today I've decided to do an upgraded version, a bit of a better one, and I'll show you everything you need to do a cut crease and the best ways to do it. So if you want to see that, then stick with me in this video. I've already done my eyebrows as I always do. I am going to do an updated eyebrow routine because I do my eyebrows differently to my previous video where I showed them. So I will do that. If you do want to see that, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up so then I know that you're liking these videos. And if you have any other suggestions or any other videos that you want to see from me, don't forget to comment down below at the end of the video. So, first of all, when doing any eyeshadow look, any eye look, any makeup look, you need something on your eyelids. Now, I say this to everyone. There's older ladies that ask me at work, like, do I really need something on my eyelids? You need something on your eyelid. Concealer on there, but the best thing to use is an eyeshadow base. So my favourite eyeshadow base is obviously the P. Louise base. I either use the shade 2 or the shade 0, which is white, and I put that on before all my eyeshadow looks. You can also use concealer, and my favourite concealer to use as an eye base is the e.l.f. Cosmetics 16-Hour Camo Concealer. This stuff is absolutely brilliant for an eye base as well. Head just nearly exploded. It covers everything and it gives the eyeshadow something to stick to. Now when you use an eyeshadow base or a concealer or whatever you put on your eyelids beforehand, do not set it. If I was doing a winged liner and not putting any other eyeshadow on my eye, I'd still put concealer on my eyelid, blend it in, and then I'd set it with a skin colour or a light coloured eyeshadow to make sure that it doesn't crease. But you just want it to all tie together and you don't want to be seeing the veins in your eyelids and the discoloration. That's why I always do it no matter what. Obviously, if you're not doing extreme looks like I do, it works exactly the same. Like, it doesn't matter what type of eyeshadow look you're doing or how you do it. It doesn't matter. You just really, really do need to put something under your eyeshadow. I'm just going to apply a base to my eyelid, which obviously, as I've said, I'm just going to use the P. Louise base. And the best way to blend this into your eye is to pat it in with a flat brush. I'm using the P. Louise brush that actually comes in the set when you buy the P. Louise base in shade 2 and the brush together, and it works like an absolute dream. There's loads of sales on P. Louise at the moment, so you can get like eye bases and brushes and stuff for really cheap, and they are absolutely fab. So would recommend. I just pat this into my eye with the brush like this. If you swipe it in, it doesn't go as tacky, so it doesn't work as well. And that's why we don't set concealer if you're using concealer on your eye, because you want it to be tacky because it'll get the most colour payoff. It'll make the colour as vibrant as it possibly can be, and it'll stand out the most. I always bring it like up here as well because, you know, with my makeup looks, I don't know how crazy I'm gonna go. Usually I just sit down and just wing it and decide what I'm doing when I'm sat down here. So I just like to bring it up just in case, and down slightly in case I'm gonna do something crazy in the end, because who knows with me really. Next thing that we are gonna need when doing a cut crease is brushes and an eyeshadow palette or eyeshadow of your choice. Let me just get my favourite brushes out that I love to use to blend and show you these in a bit more detail. Another tip is, if you're using brushes and you want to use like the same eyeshadow brush for the whole makeup look, which usually I like to do because I've just got an absolutely bomb brush that I just like to use for everything. I get a spray bottle of 99% alcohol. You can just get it off eBay. This is just what I use to activate alcohol activated paints as well. It's so easy. I get a tissue, I put the brushes like up to the tissue like this, and I just spray the alcohol literally on the brushes and rub it into the tissue, and everything comes off in the tissue and the brushes will be clean and sterile to use. My favourite blending brushes at the moment are the Zoeva 230 Luxe Pencil Brush. It looks like this. It's just a really thin, fluffy brush. It's absolutely brilliant for blending out eyeshadow. And I got this off Beauty Bay. And I take my favourite eyeshadow palette. I know I rave about this and talk about this palette all the time, but it really is my favourite eyeshadow palette in the whole world. Like, it is the best eyeshadow palette. The pigment is amazing. This is the Be Perfect Cosmetics Carnival XL Pro palette. And I just absolutely love it. Like, I love it. So, I used to do different techniques, but over sitting here for months on end and doing makeup 50 times a day, like 7 makeup looks a day sometimes, I've learned that it's best to start off with the darkest shade for the crease first. So, because I'm going to be doing like a blue look, I'm going to start off with the darkest shade possible, which is black. If you're doing a red cut crease, start off with a really dark burgundy colour and then go in with a lighter and lighter until it's blended. So you don't have to use like 500 different shades or anything, but start with the darkest shade first. I just feel like it's easier to just blend everything together. Now, a lot of people think I can't do a cut crease because of hooded eyes. Now, if you look at my eyes dead on, they are hooded. Like, where is that eyelid gone? It's gone. Like, you can't see my eyelid. But I'm really good at making a new crease and making it look like I have this massive crease when I don't. So you need to go above your natural crease. So people are like, what is the eye crease? You can see your eye crease here. If you cut literally on the eye crease, it's going to be gone. You're not going to see all the hard work and all the amazing blending you have put in. The time and effort, it's going to be gone. So you need to make a new crease above your crease, even if you don't have hooded eyes. Like, when I sit like this, my eyes don't look hooded at all. I'm going to make my own crease above. So I like to look dead on, have the mirror in front of me and decide where it's going to go. Now, I want this one to go really high, but you don't have to do it as high as this, obviously. So I'm going to be placing the black right up here, which is literally nowhere near my actual real crease. But this is the fun of it. You just make your own, you make a new one. Blend the black right over. We're literally just placing it down. You don't need to worry about blending it right now, to be honest. Just bring it over. I just like to sweep it across slightly. And this, when you get to here, so the outer corner of your eye, is where you need to decide what shape you're going to do. Are you going to sweep it up and off? Are you going to bring it down? Because if you're going to bring it down, you need to start bringing it down now when it gets to this outer corner of your eye. Start drawing it down here. But obviously it's me. I'm not going to be bringing it down. I'm going to be sweeping it out, you know, a sweep. So that's what we're going to be doing. And I'm just going to bring it right out here like this and keep bringing it out. I like to tap my brush off slightly so that you're not going in with like too much of a strong pigment that you're not going to be able to blend out. I like to just wipe my brush off on some tissue. I don't use alcohol or anything. I'm not cleaning it. I'm just wiping it off so it's not like got loads of pigment on. And then I just go around the edges with that same brush, just really lightly, just softening the edge of where you've put that pigment down. Now I'm going to go in with a dark blue. So I'm going to be using the shade Mood, which is this dark blue shade here, and I'm going to be just going around the edges of where I've put that black with the same brush. You don't need to worry about cleaning it at this stage, and just tapping it off and just going around the edges of that, pretty much just over the black with this darker blue, pretty much going over the top of that black with the blue. I am going to go ahead and clean my brush with some alcohol to get that black and that dark blue off, because we're moving into lighter shades now. You can always just switch up your brush if you don't have anything to clean it with and it dry instantly like alcohol. Just use a different brush. It has to be a small one though. This is the key. I used to use big fluffy brushes for every single makeup look like this. Like, this was the size of the brush that I used to always use. Look at the difference here. It is the key to success with eyeshadow, the right tools. We're going in with the shade Make Waves, which is not the lightest blue in the palette, but it's getting there, it's lighter. And we're going to go around the edge of where we've put that dark blue with this. As you can see, I always tap off my brush as I go because I don't like going straight in with loads of pigment. It just kind of gets off the excess. Blending eyeshadow, obviously, the process takes a bit of patience and it takes time to master it. Now that that is down, I'm just wiping my brush off again. I'm not cleaning it, I'm just wiping it off on the tissue. And I am going to go in with the lightest, well, it's not the lightest yet again, an even lighter blue shade, which is called Soft Spot, which is this one here, and I'm going to go around the edge of that with this. As you can see, it's just like going around the edge with the colours lighter and lighter and lighter, and that's how you get a really nice blend. Okay, so now that is where we want it. We are now going to wipe up our brush, just again on the tissue, not cleaning it, and we're going to go in with the lightest blue shade in the palette, which is which is this one here, and we're going to go around the edge with this to make it a seamless blend. It looks much better in real life, I don't know why this always happens. Now we're going to cut the crease, the fun part. So, you need a flat brush for this. It's not going to work without a flat brush. When I say a flat brush, I mean, so, this is not a flat brush. Ignore that it's got eyeshadow stained on it. It just has. This is not a flat brush. Look at that. That is not what I would call a flat brush. Look at the difference here. This is my favourite flat brush, the one that I use to apply my base, the P. Louise brush, and it is very thin and flat. The edge, when you press it down, which is what I do, is really flat, and you're going to be able to stamp the product on there to be able to get a really nice clean cut crease. My all-time favourite product to cut the crease is the P. Louise and Mama Mitchell Acid Rain Blank Canvas Base. So this isn't an eye base like the other one, it is more like a paint. And I love this because you don't have to clean off any of the eyeshadow first. You can literally just stamp over it with this stuff, and that's why it is so good. Like if I was going to go in with concealer, which I do sometimes, I would get a cotton bud and some kind of makeup remover. I've been using Vaseline at the moment and that has been really good. But anything like micellar water, dip it in, and I would go around where the black is and under to clean it up before I put the concealer on first, just to make sure that the eyeshadow doesn't mix in with the concealer, because if it does that it can look muddy and mucky, especially if you're going to be putting white on the base down here. It can just make it look not as nice, not as good as you want it to look. Like, you want it to be powerful, that's why you're doing this makeup. You're not doing a cut crease for it to be shy and in the corner like, ugh. You want it to be seen if you're doing a cut crease, don't you? And I like to stamp it on. Watch. I'm gonna have to not talk for this bit because I can't do it at the same time. So just watch. So you want to be stamping just above where you put the black. You can start to stamp it down here as well, because this dries really quickly, so you can bring it down. That is the first part. Now, as you saw, I was stamping on the base, not dragging it across. And the reason why I do this is, believe it or not, my hands are actually quite shaky. You can't see it right now, but when I'm trying to do something sometimes, like I think it's when I'm concentrating, my hands start to shake, and if I'm swiping it across, sometimes it can be like, ugh, gone, and I'm like, ah! So the best thing to do is stamp it on, and you can really like map out where you want it to be. So, what can you do if you just mess that up, if you've gone wrong? Now, a good way to do it, if your line is wonky or it's not how you want it, add glitter. So around where you have cut it, you can add some glitter. Obviously, mine hasn't gone wrong. No, don't get me wrong. There's been plenty of times where it does go wrong. Like, I sat here sometimes and done makeup all day, and not one of them makeup looks has made the cut because I hate them all. Like, everyone has days like that. Like, sometimes I get so annoyed. Like, I just like go sit in the living room and I'm like, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it today. It's gone wrong. But as long as you go back tomorrow and pick that brush up and try again, that doesn't matter. Just don't give up doing it just because it goes wrong, because my best looks that I've ever done, I've tried to do the day before and it is not happening today. It is just not happening. But the next time it does. Okay, so I have gone ahead and finished the rest of this makeup look. It is a bit more extreme than what I thought in my head, but I didn't really have a plan and I just sit here and kind of just get carried away with makeup, really. That just always happens. But I hope me showing you how to do a cut crease helped. Hopefully you will be able to master that now. So thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to give it a big thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe down below and turn the notification bell on so that you are notified every time I post a new video. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.